Prime Kobe Bryant once averaged 35 a game and dropped 81 in a single night. The closest thing to Jordan the game has seen. He's more recent than most legends, but his mid-range heavy game came before the analytics revolution. So I ran him through the model. How good would Prime Kobe be in this era? Let's run it. Here's how the model works. We strip the era out of his numbers, convert to per possession, measure his dominance versus peers, then adjust for pace, rules, and competition. Before modernizing his shot profile, add the advanced impact and athletic data, and out comes a projected modern line. Every number is verified. Let's start with the real numbers. This is game as culture. Quick thing before we run it, if you like basketball history rebuilt with real data, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. Now the real numbers. Step 1, the real numbers. In 2005 and 6, Kobe led the league at 35.4 points a game on a healthy 56% true shooting with the most famous scoring outburst since Wilt, 81 in a single night. This is elite volume scoring at good efficiency from a relentless two-way wing. As a prime season starting point, it's right near the top of the list. And here's the angle for a recent legend like Kobe. He's not far from the modern game at all, so the model isn't transplanting him across decades, it's optimizing him. The question isn't whether he'd survive today, it's how much better today's spacing and shot selection would make an already incredible scorer. Step 2, strip out the era. First, pace, and it helps him. Kobe's mid-2000s played slow, around 90 possessions a game, versus today's 99. So even his 35-point season was achieved with fewer possessions than a modern star gets. Add today's tempo, and that scoring number has room to climb, not fall. Pace is a tailwind for him. Now the shot diet. Kobe was the king of the mid-range, turnaround fades, pull-up jumpers with rim attacks and a moderate dose of threes. That mid-range volume is exactly what modern analytics would reshape, pushing a chunk of those looks back to the three-point line for more value and trimming the toughest ones. His diet is the most upgradable thing about him. Step 3, how dominant really? Map his game and almost everything is elite. Top-tier scoring, a legendary mid-range, elite footwork, high-level athleticism, and genuinely great perimeter defense. The only spoke that lags is three-point volume, modest by modern standards. This is one of the most complete two-way wing profiles the model has processed, second only to Jordan. Now the dominance check. Kobe was a clear standout above his peers, and his era was deep and competitive, so the competition discount is minimal. High dominance against a strong modern league, and because he played so recently against players a lot like today's, his numbers need very little era adjustment at all. The data trusts them. Consider the world he'd move into, and it's barely a move at all. Kobe came up in a hand check era, then played into the modern, spacing-driven game himself. The only real shift is the analytics takeover. Fewer long twos, more threes, smarter shot selection. He's not crossing eras so much as stepping a few years forward into a sharper version of the league he already knew. Step 4, modernize the shot. Here's where his shots came from, a masterclass of mid-range spots, turnarounds, and elbow jumpers, plus rim attacks and threes. Many of those long twos sit just inside the arc, slide them back as a modern offense would coach him to, and the same shot making produces more points per shot. His map upgrades cleanly without losing his identity. Projected onto a modern floor, and his efficiency map glows almost everywhere. Elite at the rim, elite in the mid-range he never abandons, and a solid, higher volume three. With smarter shot selection and today's spacing, the model lifts his true shooting a few points, turning a great scorer into a great and efficient one. Few cold zones remain. Now the rules, and they help him too. Modern freedom of movement and the death of hand checking free up a shot-making wing to get to his spots cleanly, and his strong free throw rate means more easy points. His elite perimeter defense translates directly into a switch-heavy era. There's no rule change that hurts Kobe, and several that help. Quick halftime note. If you want every legend run through this model, stick around and subscribe while you're here. It's free. Now, the super advanced layer. Step 5, the super advanced layer. Here's the optimization, shot selection. Kobe's one statistical knock was efficiency, dragged down by a heavy diet of tough long twos. Remap those onto a modern shot chart, more threes, fewer contested mid-range fades, and his true shooting climbs into the high 50s. Same shot-making genius, smarter shot menu, better numbers. It's an upgrade hiding in plain sight. And skill portability is excellent. Scoring, footwork, athleticism, and perimeter defense all travel beautifully. And the lone gap, 3-point volume, is the easiest fix in the modern game. There's no part of Kobe's arsenal a modern defense uniquely exploits. He's one of the cleanest translations on the list, just behind Jordan. The projection. Put the eras side by side and his line holds or rises. Faster pace adds possessions, smarter shot selection lifts efficiency, and his defense and shot making carry straight over. His 35-point peak doesn't shrink in translation. It stays elite, just on better numbers. Recent legends translate cleanly, and Kobe is no exception. Here's the model's projected modern Kobe, my estimate with a range. Around 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a night on better efficiency than his prime, plus elite perimeter defense. That's an immediate top-tier two-way superstar and scoring champion. A player the modern game would sharpen rather than slow down. So the final verdict, how good would prime Kobe be in this era? The model says an instant top-tier superstar, a scoring champion, and elite two-way wing, whose only flaw, shot selection, the modern game would actually fix. He's not crossing eras, he's stepping into a sharper league that suits him, one of the highest translations we'll run. Where could the model be wrong? If you believe his stubborn love of the tough mid-range would override modern coaching, his efficiency gain shrinks. That's fair, it was part of his identity. And if today's bigger, switch-heavy defenses slowed even him, you'd trim the projection slightly. But a recent, complete two-way wing is the safest translation there is, and his holds firm. The honest risk runs the other way too, that a modern three-point fluent Kobe with today's training and spacing posts the most efficient scoring seasons of his career, not the least. Either way, he lands near the very top. So that's the model's answer. A modern prime Kobe is an instant top-tier superstar the era would only sharpen. Do you think he'd be better or worse than he was? Tell me below, and tell me which legend to run through the model next. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.